Hello. Very late again on Saturday, September the 21st. Yep. Yesterday's video did not make it by midnight. I know that. Because it was about 11:30, I think, when I started uploading it. And, yeah. Somewhere along the way in that half hour, I know I was watching a video about Ghosts of Gettysburg or whatever. Supposed to be a video about, like, police. I guess I thought it would be a little bit more, a little bit more realistic if it was, like, from police reports or something, like, oh, the police went in to investigate something and, turned out it wasn't, there wasn't anything there or whatever, but it turned out to just be bullshit ghost footage like every other fucking video I've ever watched. But I don't even think I finished that video, and I was out. I was crashed. I was done for the day. Again, even though I'd slept earlier, and I think I'd slept earlier. I don't know. And then I don't even fucking know. Noon. I think I woke up. Woked. I think I woke up at noon. Maybe a little after noon. Slept more. I said that I would probably be resetting myself after, being on vacation last week. Oh my god, it's been a lot of sleep, but I've been up for a while now, which probably means more sleep fairly soon. I've been watching bullshit random YouTube videos, watched my international drag queens, and now think I had it, and I keep losing it. Spanakopita. I think I can say Spanakopita now, thanks to thanks to the runway and Pythia bringing something from Canada, or I guess Greek. It's her Greek heritage more so than Canada. Because I always said it's like spank your pita or spank pita something, but I guess it's I think I used to say Spanakopita, but it's. Or wait, is that the right way to say it? I'm still so confused. I think, however I said it first was correct. I don't know. But I don't know. So yeah, I've just been hanging out. Here I say as I'm yawning. So it's almost 10. It's got to be like 10 p.m. almost. And I'm like, ugh. I mean, I know sleeping. I like sleeping. I'm okay with sleeping. But then it's like my whole weekend is gone, pretty much. But when I do that, because it's already like Saturday's over, and it's almost into Sunday, and then I have to go back to work Sunday night, and it's like, it just feels like the weekend is just gone. But even though it's technically not, I don't have to go back in until 10 p.m. tomorrow night, but still, it just feels like, you time travel all the way back to the grind, going back to work, and the bullshit, and it's like, So that's pretty much what I've been doing, besides about to answer a question here. So let's see if I can have a 45-minute dissertation on whatever this is today. What is your favorite memory to think about? I don't know. I have a lot of memories. I mean, I have dramatic stories like the swing set falling over and having to get 8 stitches in the back of my head when I was 8 years old. That's how I remember it happened when I was 8. Because the doctor said 1 stitch for each year. Trying to be funny at work and falling and hurting my arm. That's always a fun story to tell. Because they were presenting safety awards at the 10 o'clock meeting. And I had safety, whatever, and for so many years safe, whatever. And I thought, I'll be funny and pretend to trip over my own foot on the way up to get this award. Well, plan your pratfalls carefully, kids, because that very quickly turned into a real fall. It was a trip to begin with, and then I built up too much momentum, couldn't stop myself, and my arm went out like this. You know, I heard like a pop or something, and then like almost this entire area turned purple. Actually, when I first got up off the floor, I couldn't get my arm to respond at all. So I just kind of like tucked my thumb into my belt loop and just kind of like let it hang there for a minute, and then waited until I grabbed my award on the way down. It's ripped, it's torn, but I grabbed it on the way down, so that's a victory. But yeah, after the meeting, you know, I started like trying to raise my arm, and it actually would like move just a little bit, but I'm like, okay, we're the arm's moving, it's fine, you know. And then, you know, so that's a fun story to tell. That's a fun memory to revisit. I don't know. I can't see any of them are like my favorite to talk about or whatever. You know, I believe the book asked a question like this at some point, and I feel like my answer was the day the X-Men, the first X-Men movie came out, and we went to Worlds of Fun. Some friends and I got together, you know, went up to the city, went to Worlds of Fun, went to watch the X-Men movie. Like, you know, getting to see the X-Men in live action was exciting. I don't know. There's, you know, because of the vlog, there's one, and I don't have it tagged, I don't think. So I don't know which one it is. I'd have to go back and watch my videos to find it. But it's one where it has to be a vacay day video, because we're, you know, I mean, but a lot of times that I'm going somewhere with Mom. But like I'm in the middle of saying something and she sneezes, and then I like turn the camera toward her. You know, I don't know. I made it a whole funny moment. That was funny. And then there's also the time that the picnicking Asians were judging me. Because it was vacay day video. We went down to look at the lake or whatever, and I came up from. It was like late, like the sun was going down. I mean, it made for pretty video, or it made for, you know, pretty shots for the video and pretty pictures, whatever. But I don't understand why these people were coming out for a picnic, like, at this time of, because it was like getting dark. But I came up from the you know, from the bank of the lake or whatever, and I was talking to my camera because I'm making a video, you know, doing a vlog, and then it's like they saw me, and it's like they just gave me like this weird look, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I imagined it because it was dark and I couldn't, you know, I didn't really see, or it was getting dark, but it's like they saw me like talking to my camera, and it's like, after I walked away, I have this clip of me saying like, I think those picnicking Asians were judging me. That's always one of my favorite moments from the vlog. I don't know, like, you know, going to the house on the rock, some of the places that we visited, like, you know, getting to go to Canada for the first time, or, you know, cross any border. That's the only border I've ever crossed, and I haven't been deep inside Canada. Sorry, I can only get so deep. I mean, it's a problem, it's an issue, but you know, I haven't had a chance to get too deep into Canada or any other country yet. You know, I mean, even just like, because the year before I was, you know, we went to Michigan, so it's like, went to you know, I was close to Canada. And then, well, unfortunately, I went down to Texas with Robert. We went down to Harlingen, Texas, for his grandfather's funeral. He wanted somebody to try to keep him awake on the road, because we went down there in like a 24-hour period. You know, he was going to have Amy Jo go with him, but then she couldn't or something for some reason. So, you know, I went with, he had me go with him instead, because I don't have a life, so that was fine. You know, so we went down to Harlingen, Texas, and I was close to Mexico. He was talking about going into Mexico, but his dad said no, because, you know, it's crazy down there. His dad didn't want him to, so he said we couldn't. So I was close to both Mexico and Canada the year before, and didn't get a chance to go to either. I didn't get a chance to cross either border, so that's what, when I graduated college, Mom gave me the options of, you know, we were going to go to Vegas or somewhere else. Where's the other one? And then she added Canada onto it, and I was like, oh, I'll go to Canada. I've never done that before. You know, something different. You know, but while we were down in Texas, we visited South Padre Island, but it wasn't spring break time. So we had basically we had the whole island to ourselves. You know, we were like jumping in the waves and, you know, just having fun in the water, you know. I didn't, we had to stop off at a souvenir shop. I probably still have that somewhere around here. Because, like, I had to buy stuff to get in the water, because I didn't take swim trunks or anything. But I bought swim trunks and, like, a sleeveless tee that said South Padre Island on it. So I have to still have that somewhere. I don't know where it ended up, but so I have my South Padre Island sleeveless t-shirt that I, you know, swam in the South Padre whatever sea, whatever beach is down there. I don't know, whatever ocean is down there. I don't know. But, I mean, maybe I don't still have that shirt. I don't know. But I mean, going to Chicago with Sean and Jen, you know. I think that's actually, is that my, like, 1,000th video or something? I have a lot of videos on this channel, but it was like, I just happened to go to Canada, or not Canada. I think Canada, the Canada video might have been some kind of, maybe not, I don't know. But the Chicago one definitely was. That might have been my 1,000th video I'd ever done. So it was some, like, landmark. So it was a good time to go to Canada, or go to Chicago, the other sea place. Canada, Chicago, whatever. I don't know. I remember, Mom actually has a picture of this, the first fish that I ever caught. We were down at the Lake of the Ozarks, and I remember, like, it was this tiny-ass little fucking bluegill or something. But, like, I just felt so proud. Like, I was because we were down at, like, they had these cabins. I think all the cabins are gone down there at the Lake of the Ozarks. But, you know, they've built, like, all the fucking, you know, condos and shit. So it's losing some of its, like, you know, Ozark charm down there. That's why we don't really care about going down there anymore. Like around Camdenton, Laurie, you know, Sunset Beach, all those sorts of places. They just don't quite, I mean, even Bagnell Dam doesn't really have the same charm that it used to. You know, it's kind of all been washed away. But, so, you know, we were staying in this cabin, and I was walking up the side of the, you know, there was steps, there were stairs. It wasn't like I was walking up the side of a hill or anything, but I was walking up the steps back to the cabin, and I was, like, humming the Rocky theme song to myself. I was just so proud. So Mom has this picture of, we put the fish in the sink. I don't, you know, I don't know if we let it go. I'm sure we probably put it back after, I assume it was still alive, I guess, since we had it in the sink. We put some water in the sink and put the fish in the sink, and I don't actually know what happened to the fish after that, to be honest. I was just so happy I caught my first fish. You know. I don't know, and, you know, not like I said, not all memories are good, but they can be, you know, they can serve a purpose. Like, I don't know that it's my favorite memory. Speaking of fishing, that, you know, I watched my father from my own bedroom window, you know, like we live by a river, and him and his buddies had come fishing, and I recognized his, green Bronco, and I thought, oh, my dad's here, like he's, I figured he would come over and say hello, and I mean, to be fair, we weren't there. We were just getting back from being out for the day or whatever, when they got there. So he might have tried to come over. He might have knocked on the door. I mean, he might have even have offered to have me come fishing with them. I don't know. But definitely when he was leaving, I watched him leave. He piled his friends and his fishing equipment in the Bronco and drove off without bothering to come over to say hello. Now, like I said, wasn't there when, he got there. Maybe he did come over and try to reach out and say hello, but he definitely didn't do it before he left. But there again, he was probably drunk, so he wasn't necessarily thinking about that sort of thing, but like, so it's not one of my best childhood memories, but, I mean, it's kind of like defining, I guess, in some ways, and that, some of your worst memories can, you can turn into strengths instead of, like you can use them to become a better person and just be, or you become a stronger person and just be like, I don't want to ever treat anyone that way. And also, I'm not going to allow him, that specific person, to treat me or make me feel that way ever again, and therefore nobody else is going to make me feel that way ever again. Like you can use it as a strength and, build yourself up instead of tearing yourself down over it, So, maybe not my favorite memory, but I don't necessarily know that any memory that I have is a favorite memory of any way, sort, shape, or form. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've had a lot of, times in my life that are just, like I said, maybe good, maybe bad, but, they all happened, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I can't really necessarily say a favorite moment, or favorite memory, because I mean, I like revisiting a lot of, even if it's me being an idiot and, and hurting myself at the 10 o'clock meeting, that's fun to you can't laugh at me harder than I can laugh at myself, so don't even worry about that. Like, I know I'm a fucking idiot. I can be a fucking idiot sometimes, and, that's fine. It's at least entertaining, People enjoy having me around, so it's okay, I don't know. I have a lot of memories, but like I said, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'll choose a favorite, I guess. When they're like, oh, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? What's your favorite blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't fucking know. Like, I have multiple things that I enjoy, multiple things that I like. I mean, I like the color blue. I guess I'd say that's my favorite color. My favorite dinosaur was the Triceratops for some reason. I don't actually know why. So that's why the blue Power Ranger with the Triceratops, Zord was, and he was the nerdy guy. I was always the nerdy guy, kind of, I've always felt on the outskirts, the outside of, popularity, and he was kind of the nerdy guy, so I kind of, I clicked completely with the character of Billy, on the original Power Rangers, but I don't know if, I don't even know how the raccoon got to be my favorite animal. I just don't. But they're cute, They do silly things. They also, I mean, I guess can like rip people's faces off if you're not careful. They can be vicious, like especially that mama raccoon I ran into that one night walking to work. And of course, there's that one dumb little baby that gets left behind, and he's like, "Where are you guys going?" The mama and the babies are already over here, and there's this one baby, and here I am, this big hulking figure, I was like, because the others ran off, and the other one was just like sitting there, like, So I kind of stopped, because she was like, she turned around and she bared her teeth at me, and I'm like, you can do what you're gonna, like, get your baby, go get your baby, I ain't here like, I will, like, just go, you know, but she turned around, like, at least one more time and bared her teeth at me. And then, like, I thought I heard, as I walked away, I thought I heard something coming up behind me, so I'm like, I ran across the fucking road. It's a good thing there wasn't a car coming, because I did not check. I just thought I heard something coming up behind me, so I, like, jetted to the other side of the street. I was like, I'm not getting bit. I'm not getting rabies tonight. I'm just trying to go to work. Like, shit. You know? I don't know, fun, like, I like to talk about the paranormal, and, like, when growing up in my house, and, like, yeah, I mean, they might have had logical explanations, I don't know. Waking up in the middle of the night and finding the bathtub had been turned on. Our cat had never turned on the tub before. That was, it used to be apartments, and then he made it into a house, and so there was two bathrooms, even though the one at the back wasn't usable for many, many years. He didn't do anything to, like, fix it or turn it on or whatever. I mean, I guess it had water to it, because, the bathtub turned on in the middle of the night. But that's where our cat's litter box was. So, I mean, it's possible she could have got up there and turned the knob, I guess. Or the one time, like, I couldn't find my name badge when I got home from my uncle's party. He does a life celebration every year for my head injured aunt, and he would invite the community, like, come meet Laura, hear her story, whatever, blah 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 blah. He would put it in the paper if anyone wanted to come. Nobody ever came, but but he had name badges for important people, like family members and whatever. So I got home and I couldn't find my name badge that night after the party. Had no idea what happened to it, no idea where it was. So I just said, okay, whatever, I'll find it eventually. And then I woke up the next morning and went to get breakfast and came back to my room, and there, placed perfectly at the edge of my bed, was my name badge. It wasn't, like, I could understand, like, I always thought, it's like somebody placed it there for me to find. Like, it wasn't, I could understand if it was, like, if I left it on my bed and, like, I threw the sheets off in the morning, and it flew through the air and, like, landed it, like, haphazardly, but no, this was placed perfectly at the edge of my bed, waiting for me to find it. And I was kind of like, and I went and got Mom, and I was like, did you put that there? And she was like, no. My mom's not a good liar, so I don't know if she could have kept that joke going. She'd been like, oh, I'm just kidding with you, whatever. But it was just kind of one of those moments. I was like, you didn't put that there. And she's like, no. And I was like, okay. I don't know if I ever explained that moment to her or not. So, Mom, if you're watching, that's what that was about. Like, I accused you of putting that on the bed, and she didn't do it. So, or the time I was at home alone, and I was on the phone with my friend Sabrina, and I heard this or something in the kitchen, and I went in there, and the window had raised, like, that much by itself. Because I can understand if a window is going to fall. I understand that. Like, that's how gravity works. A window shouldn't open by itself. Unless there was something to do, I mean, the wood was old, and, like, I had the window open because maybe there was something to do with the air pressure coming through, and maybe there was a burst of wind, and the wind, like, pushed the window up. I don't know. There could be logical explanations for all these things, but, it's fun to talk about in terms of, maybe it was paranormal. Maybe Kaylee, when she was a small child, as small children are supposed to be, more acclimated to these things. She saw a little girl playing on the ceiling. She got all excited about a little girl playing on the ceiling one night when she was staying with us. And kind of like, okay, So it was never any. If there was something there, it was never malevolent. It was kind of playful, like a child would be, But yeah, like, I just don't. I don't know. I have a lot of things, memories, things that have happened, you know, a lot of different topics, a lot of different things, you know. Like the first time I took off in St. Joe by myself, well, I guess it was no, not St. Joe. It's some suburb of St. Louis. I don't know, St. Peterson? St. Roberts? I don't know. Maybe it's not Saint anything. I don't know. Because like Nick had went down there for a magic tournament. I think it was like Nick and Sean went down there. It was the same weekend we went like up to the Marriott so they could do a magic tournament up there. And I spent the day like wandering around, you know, between Union Station and, you know, back to the Hyatt and all these other places by myself, you know, but I had the link to go back and forth, you know. But this was before, I mean, I had a cell phone because I was able to take pictures, but I guess like GPS wasn't really a thing yet. Because it's just like, you know, I took off, Jimmy was there, but he was, because we were going to go to like, I think we were going to go to White Castle later that night or something after the tournament. So Jimmy came for the White Castle. He didn't care about the tournament or anything. So he went to the car to take a nap after we'd basically exhausted, because it was in a little strip mall. We looked around the store as best we could because it was busy because there was a magic tournament in there. I think there was like a Salvation Army there. We looked through the Salvation Army. We went and had lunch at the pizzeria downstairs. I think there was like a Walgreens across the street or something that I remember we walked to. We were trying to figure out how to get to like the Walmart or something, just so that we'd have something to do later. That was after Jimmy went and took his nap, and I took off by myself down the street. I'm like, well, there's a sidewalk here. I'm just going to start walking and see what I find. And I found a little grocery store with some Jolt Colas. Those might have been the last Jolt Colas I was able to buy. You know, and I was asking them if there was anything to do around there, and they're like, nah, not really, because, you know. And then there was like a little farmer's market or something across the street. I went there, and they told me about a park that was up, you know, down the road, and basically it sounded like really easy. You just go down the road a couple blocks, take a left, and, you know, you'll find it. So it's like I just wandered off in St. Charles? I don't know. I just kind of wandered off in the streets, and I'm like, well, if I can't find my way back, you know, Nick can call me. And it's, you know, it's not like I'll be lost forever kind of thing, you know. But I made my way to the little park and walked around the little park and took pictures and found my way back. So that was a confidence booster for me, you know, because it's like I never really, you know, taken many chances, I guess, like that before, and because I was always worried I was going to get lost and I'd never find my way back and blah 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 blah, you know. And I'm like, just tell him there's this park over here and have him come find it. And I mean, he can always stop and be like, hey, you know, my friend's at this park. Where's this park? I need to go pick him up. You know, it wasn't like I was going to be lost forever, you know. I don't know. So there's that memory. I don't know. I've had a lot of stuff, but I can't really say anything's like a favorite. I don't know. There's been moments they've happened, and here I am. Basically, that's about it. So that's a little walk down some memory lanes, maybe some stories that I haven't told yet or haven't told recently, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, that's that. I can't really say I have like a favorite. So, I'm just remembering there's a comment that I think it was Mark Boy left it, asking me about. Oh no, I responded to that comment, didn't I? I responded to it as a comment. Yes, I didn't make a whole video about it. Because he was asking like what I wanted to accomplish in 2025, and I'm like, I don't really make plans. I don't really have goals, but it's like, I mean, I guess it would be nice to be, you know, debt free, or a little bit more debt free than I am now. And of course, you know, the medical bill's coming. That is not going to necessarily be a possibility. So, but anyway, that's I don't know why that just popped in my head that it's like, but I did at least respond to the comment. Yes, I did. Good old thinky noggin up here I got going, but anyway, I have it's 10:17. So this is not 45 minutes. It might be 20-ish, 30-ish minutes. I don't actually know. But it's got a lot more time to try to upload tonight, to actually be up before midnight. So, but at least, like I said, I filmed it and I started uploading it before midnight. So I still feel like it counts. You know, better than the days that it's like we spent too much time at the casino, probably mostly because of my fault. And I missed that day on vacation, you know. But anyway, so I'm going to get this uploaded, and hopefully you enjoyed the random memory dump that I just shat out upon you. And anyway, I guess I'll be back tomorrow with another question. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you for what else I have.